But having said that, let's open it up for Gabe Caldwell. He is the Director of Partnerships at Formstack. A couple fun facts about Gabe. He's lived in 7 countries. He has 15, exclamation point, 15 nieces and nephews. I added that because I'm thinking holidays are coming up. He's going to be spending a lot of money. He also built and sold to businesses. And, you know, Formstack is really fascinating because when we released Zapier, it gives a little bit of stats on what are some of the most popular applications people are connecting with Jetpack Workflow, and Formstack came up. So I'm really excited to introduce everybody to Gabe and the team at Formstack. So Gabe, I'm going to hand over the controls to you to take it away, to give people a walkthrough of what is Formstack, and we can briefly talk about, I have a slide here about some of the Zaps, but I'll go ahead and let you take it away.
Thank you, David, and thank you everybody for having us here today. Let me share my screen here first and just double check to make sure everybody can see it. All right, David, is that coming through okay on your end?
Yep, looks great.
Perfect. So yes, David said correct. 15 nieces and nephews. So Christmas is coming up. It's definitely going to be expensive, but they're a lot of fun. But speaking of fun, excited to be here today to talk about how you can take Jetpack Workflow to the next level here. We like to say we supercharge kind of systems of record where you're storing data, creating accounts, jobs, things like that. Formstack's really in the business of helping companies digitize the data collection process, document creation, and e-signatures. I'll take us through a quick deck here today, talking about just the company, some use cases, how we're helping some other folks out there that are accounting firms, and then we'll see a real life demo here today of how this is being implemented for one of our customers, and hopefully can spur some ideas of how we can help you all here operate here kind of in the new normal with COVID and social distancing. It's very tough to maybe collect this data. We've been around since 2006. We have 27,000 customers, and these are across all sorts of industries: accounting, financial services, healthcare, higher education, and many, many more. Approaching 1 million users. Our retention rate's just above 98%. So customers love our products. And one thing that we do is we process or collect data and payments here on our forms we'll see today. So collecting those one-time or recurring payments for any customer is something we can definitely help out with. The problem that we solve here is really kind of 2 things. It's getting data into your system of record, like Jetpack Workflow, and then taking that data, generating documents, and getting those documents signed. So that manual data collection process for you today might be a ton of phone calls, a ton of emails. This is a lot of time you're spending to get that information. And then once you get it, then you have to manually enter that into Jetpack Workflow. With our Forms product, we'll see here in a second, we're going to help you to automate and streamline that process so it decreases follow-up, your time, and automates getting that data into the system of record that you love, Jetpack Workflow. In the presentation before, talked about this idea of like sending a PDF, like a tax document to someone. They're printing it, they're filling it out maybe by hand, they're scanning it and sending it back. That's a lot of friction for the customer, which is why they're not getting those documents back to you very quickly, and you have to follow up. And then the last part of this is creating documents. As long as the data is in Jetpack Workflow, we can plug up our documents product we'll see here in a second, so that you can ultimately click a button inside Jetpack Workflow and automatically create that document. So that could be an invoice, a contract, could be anything, and we can get that out to the customer. This is a quick GIF of kind of what the paperwork process looks like for most accounting firms. This might resonate with some of you. It's a lot of work, it's chaos, and we help to come in and streamline that. This is typically what our customers look like. It's long hours, they're stressed, they're frustrated, they have paperwork piling up everywhere. Some firms are still storing things in manila folders. We're gonna help to solve that with our platform. We have 3 products here today we'll talk about. Forms would be data collection. So if you have a paper-based form that you're using today, a tax form, we can turn that into a digital form and help you to streamline the collection of that data. Documents would come into place where you need to generate any type of document with data that lives inside Jetpack Workflow. Sign is our HIPAA certified e-signature solution. It's going to help you to get that signed and then get that document with signature stored back in the appropriate storage. Maybe that's Jetpack Workflow, maybe that's another cloud storage option like a Google Drive, a OneDrive, or things like that. We really wrap our products, as you see in this image here, around a system of record to take that to the next level. Really what we do is we save time. If we streamline and digitize things, the clients will do a lot of this process for you in your business instead of you having to do a lot of this admin work. Our tools are clicks and not code. It's very easy to work with. So empowering yourself or your staff that's non-technical is going to be very easy. And on average, we save about 2 working days per week when we implement our platform here for an accounting firm. So think about what you could do with 2 extra days within your week. We'll take a quick snapshot of each of our 3 products here. So our Forms product, again, this is going to help you to collect data and automatically create maybe an account, a contact, a job inside Jetpack workflow. This integrates through Zapier, and it's very easy to set this up. This form builder has been around since 2006. It is a leader in the form space. It's really easy. We like to say clicks and not code. So you can get in and drag and drop, double click, add the questions that you see on this image over here, whether it's first name, last name, email, more advanced fields, very, very easy. Advanced logic really helps. So an example would be maybe you guys go to the doctor's office and they ask you, are you a veteran? If you say yes, you need to fill out 5 more questions. If you say no, it's going to skip to the next section. This is going to come up with tax forms there as well, which helps streamline that process. Multi-step forms come into place where maybe the client fills out the first part, and then that needs to come over to you to review, edit, maybe add some other information, and then get the information in Jetpack workflow. You can set up multi-step forms with us. And lastly is collecting payments. We connect with 11 different payment gateways like PayPal, Stripe. You can easily collect a credit card payment one time or recurring right there on a form. Use cases we see come up a lot, of course, are tax forms. Any of those forms can be digitized and streamlined. Client intake, auth forms, following back up with your customers, getting feedback. How are things going? Make it easy for them. Our product is completely mobile friendly. So you can text a link, they can open up on a device, and they can give you that information, which automatically syncs back feedback into Jetpack workflow here. The second product is document automation. So like it was mentioned in the previous presentation here, if you're still creating documents in Word or in PDF and requiring that friction of download, print, scan, and return, we can help streamline that. This product sits behind Jetpack workflow. You can set up a template for maybe your invoice, your receipt, your statements of work, any type of document, customize it with your logo, and connect that to Jetpack workflow through Zapier. This is one of the top Zaps here with Jetpack workflow today. That data that resides inside Jetpack workflow gets merged into a document. So name, email address, any notes that you have, and you can send that out to the customer 40 different ways. We've got 40 different delivery methods. We can email it to them as an attachment, and you can customize that email body with Jetpack workflow data. You can send it out for e-signature. We connect with 11 different e-signature providers, including our own. You can store it in cloud storage. I mentioned Google Drive, SharePoint, OneDrive, 11 different options there. We can even hard mail the document out if you need that to someone that maybe not have an email account, or we can even fax things out for you too. So you set up that process and then it's automated behind the scenes. The other thing I'll point out with this that makes this powerful is this idea of conditional logic. So maybe within your agreements, your forms, not everybody needs to receive the same document. We can wrap logic around anything within the document template there. Maybe it's a paragraph that you only need to be included for your clients in California. We can automatically delete that if the client's not from California. And lastly, here is our e-signature product. Has all the bells and whistles of a DocuSign. It's half the price. So if you're looking to save a little bit of money, but you do want to digitize the signature product process, we can help to do that with this. And we have a feature called text to sign. So most solutions will email something to a signer. We can text it to a mobile device. They get a link, they sign it, it comes back to you, and that automatically gets saved back inside Jetpack workflow. Text to sign is going to give you a conversion rate about 30% or higher compared to an email inbox. And then lastly, if we have time here, David, I'll show a little bit of a demo here of the product in action.
Yeah, we'll give it 30 seconds. We got to do the fastest demo imaginable, so we have a little bit of time to transition before we go into the next talk. So if people have questions about Formstack, Gabe, if you want to go ahead and open it up really quickly. But if people have questions about Formstack, what's the URL? Where can they go? How can they connect with you?
Yep, perfect. So if you want a demo, if you want to sign up for a trial, it's a free 14-day trial here. Just go to formstack.com. You'll immediately get a reach out from one of our product experts to do a solutioning session with you, walk you through the product, get a demo. So that's with any of our products, Forms, Docs, or Sign, or the entire platform there.
And I'll tell you what, because I don't think we could do a demo justice in probably 2.5 minutes or so because of everything you went through. But folks, if you want a demo, if you want a trial, if you want, I'm sure there's video walkthroughs and things like that. Formstack.com. You can also connect with Gabe on LinkedIn, or if you just want to learn more, throw it up in the question box, and we'll be sure to steer those towards